2, 3.
You knew this was coming. Don't act like you didn't know this was coming. But anyway, things you didn't learn about Black History Month, Part 1. So before the Civil War, some psychiatrists diagnosed slaves with what they called drapetomania. What drapetomania is a mental illness in which the slave has a strong desire for freedom and a tendency to try to escape. So in order to treat it, they would either cut off one foot or both feet of the slaves in order to prevent them from escaping, because then it would rid them of this irrational desire. However, because they were cutting off the feet of the slaves, they now no longer had resale value. And because of this, it would cause the slaves to lose all of their value to the slave owners, and they were killed immediately after. Every single time.
Black History Month. Let's appreciate all skin tones. Albino woman. Light skin woman. Brown skin woman. Dark skin woman. All black skin tones are beautiful.
The line leader for the whole day. How would you feel, Rosalind? Happy. You'd feel happy, right? Because we love to be the line leader. Now, imagine if Miss Slater said, hey, Rosalind, I need you to go to the back of the line. And I had no reason why. I just said, go to the back. I want someone else to be in the front. How would that make you feel? Sad. You'd be a little mad, right? And you'd be like, well, that's not fair. Why? And I said, no reason. Just go to the back of the line. That's what happened to Rosa Parks. She was on the bus. She was on her seat. And someone said, hey, you need to get up. You need to give your seat to a white person. And she said, well, that's not fair. I was here first. And she stood up for herself because she didn't get up. Okay. So remember we said when something goes wrong or something happens that it's unfair to us, we need to do what? Stand up for ourselves. Stand up for ourselves. Exactly. And that's what Rosa Parks did. Okay. So we're going to watch another video about her just to remind ourselves. And then every day going forward, we're going to learn about a different person. Okay. Awesome.
Black history. I know you know this man, the first brother to be president. But how did he get there? Obama was born in Honolulu, and he left home and received his bachelor's degree in political science at Columbia University. And he still wasn't done. After serving as a community organizer in Chicago, he went back to Harvard and became the first president of the United States! Not quite. He actually became the first black president of the Harvard Law Review. My guy was stunting before we even knew he was stunting. And then he met the goddess queen, the ever-style icon, Miss Madam Michelle Robinson, and they got married. Obama went on to serve as a senator for Illinois and even passed his first law against racial profiling. From there, he went on to become the first black president of the United States! And my guy did it twice. Barack was a trailblazer for so many barrier breakers in politics. And I'm sure he wants you to know.
Black history. It is your history.
You took away all the inventions and discoveries ever made by Black Americans.
We wouldn't have sanitary pads. That's right, long before the advent of disposable pads, women were still using rags, wool, moss, and even sand during their time of the month. But in 1956, Mary Kenner invented an adjustable sanitary belt with a built-in napkin pocket, which was comfortable, easy to use, and prevented leaks. She was immediately contacted by companies interested in her revolutionary product, but once they discovered she was black, they backed out. This setback didn't stop her from continuing to invent, as Mary went on to file 5 more patents for inventions, more than any other African-American woman in history.
And that's on period.
Hats off to you, Mary Kenner.
I got until I die, so I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me, together we are going to a brand new home.
In honor of American Black History Month, I'm going to tell you 10 punishments that were worse than being whipped. Number 1, we've got being raped. Number 2, being boiled in sugar alive, as in they would boil the sugar and then boil you in it. Being buried with your head above the soil, syrup or sugar being poured on your head, and ants would eat your skin off. Being sent to a breeding farm, which is exactly what it sounds like. Being sent to a rape party where you would be forced to rape the black women, and if you didn't do it, you got raped yourself. Having your teeth literally ripped out for white people's feelings, because they lost their teeth at like 20. Having this contraption pushed up your asshole, which basically just stretched it for no other reason than to cause you pain. The one game of Kick the Black Baby's Head In, where they would bury the baby with its head above the ground and kick it until it literally fell off. Surprisingly, we were made into furniture and purses much the same way that leather is now, being half hanged and then burned.
Guys, we made it to February 2021 and it is Black History Month. We got 27 more days. They gave us the shortest month in the year, but it's okay. We'll do what we can, you know. All right, so this video I want to talk about the word motherfucker. It came from slavery, of course. And my grandmother, who is 77 years old, she's always told me about this word and to never use it. I use it, you know, with my friends, but when I was younger, but I really understand now why she said do not use the word. Do not use that word because the white slave owners used to make the male slaves have sex with their mothers, and the white slave owners used to have sex with the Africans' mothers also, to pretty much get back or belittle them or to make a form of punishment, which can the phrase motherfucker. It's very negative. I try not to use it if I can at all. So we did know, but now we know. Do what you want to do with that.
It's been a long time coming, but I know a change gon' come.
Santa baby, just slip a sable under the tree for me. Been an awful good.
All's my life I has to fight, nigga. All's my life hard times like yeah, bad trips like yeah. Nazareth, I'm fucked up, homie, you fucked up, but if God got us, then we gon' be alright.
Nigga, we gon' be alright. Nigga, we gon' be alright. We gon' be alright.
Wondered why Black History Month was in February? Have you ever thought to yourself America was just being petty and gave us the shortest month of the year? Well, here's the truth. Black History Month was originally Black History Week. It was started by Dr. Carter G. Woodson. Dr. Carter G. Woodson started Black History Week because black youth were not being taught their true history in elementary and secondary schools. Originally only celebrated during the second week of February, Dr. Woodson chose that month because Frederick Douglass, Abraham Lincoln, George Washington celebrated their birthdays during February, and at the time, the most important events concerning the black race occurred during that month. And with the support of President Gerald Ford, Black History Week officially became Black History Month in 1976. Black Lives Matter, y'all, all year.
I love my life. Every day I wake up feeling so fly. Look in the mirror, I'm a really fly guy. Yeah, I'm a really fly guy. Yeah, yeah. Peek at the window just to check on the sky. Turns out I'm about to have a good time. My friends outside, my car's outside. Let's go outside and have a good time.
3 Black History documentaries that you've got to watch this Black History Month. First up is the Black Power mixtape, available for free on YouTube. This film will radicalize you. It explores the complexities of the fledgling Black Power movement from 1967 to 1965. Next up is They've Gotta Have Us, available on Netflix. This film is about the way black people around the world have found and made their place in the movie industry. It features some of my favorite figures in film: John Singleton, Spike Lee, Debbie Allen, Harry Belafonte, and many more. You'll love it. Last but not least is I Am Not Your Negro, available on Netflix. This one's so good, I'm just gonna play a part of the trailer for you.
If any white man in the world says, "Give me liberty or give me death," the entire white world applauds. When a black man says exactly the same thing, he is judged a criminal and treated like one, and everything possible is done to make an example of this bad nigger so there won't be any more like him.
And of course, like and follow.
In honor of Black History Month, I'm creating a little series I'm calling Badass Things in Black History, where I cover some lesser known awesome things that happened with black people in black history. My first episode is about Mary Beatrice Davidson Kinner. Mary was born to a family of inventors in Monroe, North Carolina, May 17th, 1912. And when I say family, I mean her entire family. Her father was a notable inventor, so was her grandfather and her sister. Mary invented a lot of different things, but her first patent was for the sanitary belt. She first invented this in 1920, however, she couldn't afford the patent at the time. Mary's sanitary belt was designed to prevent leakage of the menstrual blood onto women's clothing. Several companies declined to work with her because she was black. However, she still holds the record for the most patents awarded to a black woman.
Latinas in history. Now, in honor of Black History Month, I will only be doing Black Latinas this month, and I'll be posting one a week. And we're going to start off with La Reina Celia Cruz. Celia was born October 21st, 1925 in Havana, Cuba. And she was actually in school to be a teacher when she won a singing contest that propelled her music career. She became a popular attraction in Havana's nightclub scene. While still relatively unknown in the US, she joined the Fania All-Stars in the 1970s. This was a time when salsa music was on the rise. The Fania All-Stars included salsa legends like Willie Colon, Hector Lavoe, and Johnny Pacheco, but their reigning queen was Celia Cruz. Celia cemented her name as one of music's legends with a 40-year career, winning 2 Grammys, 3 Latin Grammy Awards, and being awarded a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame. She passed away on July 16, 2003. Life, career, and music were celebrated with the Telemundo biographical show. And as always, we'll finish with a quote.
Didn't know were racist. Number 1 is the itis, which originally alluded to the stereotype of the laziness of Black people. Number 2 is uppity, which historically has been used to describe Black people who don't know their place, and has been used to describe Michelle Obama. Number 3 is peanut gallery, which refers to the worst and cheapest seats in theaters where Black people would usually sit during the vaudeville era. Number 4 is the term cakewalk, which is a dance slaves did on plantation grounds for the entertainment of their masters. The prize was a cake. And finally, number 5 is eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Let's just say the word tiger wasn't tiger.
Since the schools ain't teaching you all your history, Claudette Colvin was a 15-year-old girl who went through the same thing Rosa Parks did but about a week before her, and they don't talk about her because she was darker and pregnant.
In honor of Black History Month, did you know the first goth artist was a black man? While the culture came about in the UK in the 70s and 80s, Screamin' Jay Hawkins released what is considered to be the first goth song of all time. His single, I Put a Spell on You, was recorded in 1956, which is 22 years before Bauhaus was even formed. And yeah, this is the same song that would be covered years later in Hocus Pocus. Screamin' Jay also incorporated dark and occult aspects into his act long before anybody else did. This goes to show how all music can be traced back to Black.
Don't know what's inside of me. Don't forget about me. Don't forget about me. Even when I doubt you. It's slow. Waking up to you know. Do my dance and these times without a pants. Wanna see me do my dance and these times without a pants. A whole lot of choppers on your ass. A whole lot of choppers on your ass. I've been walking with my face turned to the sun. Weight on my shoulders, a bullet in my gun. Oh, I got eyes in the back of my head, just in case I have to run. I do what I can when I can, while I can for my people. While the clouds roll back and the stars fill the night, that's when I'm gonna stand up, take my people with me. Together we all go.
I love my life. Every day I wake up feeling so fly. Look in the mirror, I'm a really fly guy. Yeah, I'm a really fly guy. Yeah, yeah. Peek out the window just to check on the sky.